Hello, fifth grade students at PS 111. This is Miss Nyarko here. I am showing you a picture of my plants because I wanted to show you my plants of the plant life I have at home. But in addition, it is easier for me to explain what I want you to do this week without you looking at me, rather than you being exposed to the slides and the information that I'm about to show you for this week. So I hope you all are having a good weekend with your family and friends and everyone that's there to help keep you safe. I'm thinking of you guys always, and don't forget that. Okay, so this week, for the week of March 30th, it is the end of unit assessment. So notice it says here in Engineering Clean Water, we read that the engineer solution did not work the first time they tested it. So please keep in mind, if you guys can pace out what I give you so that you can work on the assignments throughout the week, so that you guys won't be bombarded with doing all the work in 1 or 2 days, that would help you. So it's just a reminder for you guys. It says here, think about the answer to this question. Refer back to the digital text if you need to. Remember, in the Engineering Clean Water text, a group of engineers and scientists go to Bangladesh and they investigate how they can allow the people in Bangladesh, specifically a certain town, the access to clean, fresh water. So what they had to do was, in a nutshell, in summary, design a variety of tests and come up with a solution to make sure that the people in Bangladesh have access to better clean water. Now, if you guys read the text, please be reminded that the engineers and the scientists came up with adding chlorine, a specific amount of chlorine, to the water and the water pumps, so that the water will be filtered enough in a way that would still be drinkable to the people of Bangladesh. So in order to answer that question, what did the engineers have to do to develop a solution that worked the way they wanted it to? Remember, just like in the scientific method, in the scientific process, you must test. And that's exactly what the engineers did throughout their investigation. Remember, please go to the link that I'm pointing here in blue in order to access the digital text, just in case you were not able to read it. Log in with Amplify. The username's remote learning at tryamplify.net. The password is remote learning 2020. I posted it in Google Classroom. Remember, you can also access the information in Spanish if necessary. But make sure, as it says in the tip, you may want to use an incognito browser, meaning Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Internet Explorer, any of these browsers that will allow you the access to the website. Please try them all. For me, Internet Explorer worked, but for you it may be different. Try more than one browser, okay? All right, so it says here, think about all that we have discussed about the differences between East Ferris and West Ferris. Today, we will explain why more rain forms over West Ferris than East Ferris. To prepare, we will review what we have figured out so far. You guys know through the investigations that we've discussed, the letter from the mayor of Ferris Island and our lab investigations and digital texts, that West Ferris seems to be getting more plant life than East Ferris, and we see that they're having access to more water there. And we've been trying to figure out why. Okay, so today what you're going to do is write a scientific explanation for the people of East Ferris. Let's read the directions together to make sure everyone understands what to do. Okay, so I have your sheets here, so just give me a moment. It says, End of unit writing part 1, explaining the rain shadow on Ferris Island. So you write an explanation that answers the question below. Your audience is the people of East Ferris. Make sure you include what is happening at the nanoscale as part of your explanation. So basically, I want you to make sure you include what is happening in your explanation. When you think about the nanoscale, think about the smaller point of view and the smaller way that you can explain what's going on Ferris Island without actually being there. So think about the diagrams that we used, just like the one that you saw here. Think about what you see. Think about the groundwater reservoir. So that's what they mean here. And it says for number 4, your explanation should also include a topic sentence that answers the question, supporting sentences that tell what happens and why. Why does more rain form over West Ferris than East Ferris? More rain forms over West Ferris than East Ferris because it's a great way for you to start your sentence. You can talk about the wind. When the wind blows, think about precipitation and the water cycle. Where do you think the direction of the precipitation is going? And maybe as a concluding sentence, you can start with "this is why," or "in conclusion," or to sum it up. So what I did for you was, in the attachment for this week, I gave you an option of either printing, either using this template with the sentence starters, or using the template with no sentence starters, so that you guys can come up with your explanation in your own words if you'd like, completely. Okay? Your own theories. So, remember, in your explanation, does it answer a question about how or why something happens? Is it based on ideas you have learned from investigations and the text? Is it written for an audience? Does it describe things that are not easy to observe because you have other pieces of evidence to study, right? Does it use scientific language? Think about the hydrosphere, the biosphere, the geosphere. All that we've talked about and discussed, always refer back to the slides in the attachment that I sent you guys. It says here as an optional task, which is also included in your slides, that you can make a diagram to help brainstorm what you explain or to support your explanation by illustrating what you have written about. This is optional. If you feel like you want to complete it and upload it into Google Classrooms, that is totally fine. But maybe making a diagram explaining what possibly could have happened, that West Ferris had more access to rainwater and fresh water than East Ferris, you can draw it and label it. We've practiced this in class. That's something you can add to your Google Classroom. Okay. Let's see. Bear with me, boys and girls. Just going through all of the sheets that I submitted to you guys on Google Classroom tonight. Make sure you write your explanation. It's highlighted there. Share what you wrote in your scientific explanation to the people of East Ferris. So I put here in the task, please make sure that your response includes 4 to 5 sentences. It may be less depending on how much room you have on your sheet. Okay, include an introduction, some details, a conclusion, and evidence from discussions, text evidence, and lab investigations performed in class. Okay, and then see. Remember, we are water resource engineers. We're trying to figure out ways that East Ferris could solve its water shortage problem. Okay, so in essence, this is a question that may help you in your response. Okay, about the rain shadow on Ferris Island. What do you think the people of East Ferris should do to solve their water shortage problem? If I were you, I would go back to the engineering clean water text. I would look at that, study it, and think about what you could do, just like the engineers did, to make sure that East Ferris has access to clean, fresh water so that they will have what they need to survive there. Maybe make the plant life more, like maybe allow more plant life to be to show up here on the side of East Ferris. What could you do? Think about if you were an engineer with the people in Bangladesh, the scientists and engineers there. How would you apply the situation to East Ferris? Okay. Last but not least, you write your ideas for solutions to East Ferris water shortage problem on your sheet. I attached everything in the PowerPoint document, and I think I will also send a PDF document. If you have any questions this week, do not hesitate to contact me on Google Classroom. I am thinking of you all, and I can't wait to see you all when it's hopefully time to go back to class. I will talk to you soon. Bye.